Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of Wealth of Patience. My name is Angad Gujral, and my vision is to create a community of individuals who are passionate about building long term wealth. Today is a fun episode. I will be talking about a very fun story time that happened a few days ago where I had 20 hours to get rid of $2,000 worth of tickets and distribute it to McMaster students, specifically business students at McMaster. And I want to talk about some of the learnings that I had from this experience and the importance of being able to adapt to uncertainty and navigate through any kind of change that's thrown at you in life. There's going to be a lot of different obstacles or different uncertainties that might be thrown at you. And it's very important to be able to adapt to these changes. And I'd like to use this amazing example that I have to demonstrate that. So let's get started from the start. So I got hit up by my president for our nonprofit organization a few days ago saying, Angad, at 11 p.m., saying, Angad, emergency meeting, hop on call. I hop on call. Long story short, we realized that one of our committees had tickets, about 50 tickets, and an event was canceled. So now it was Angad could Angad could have taken initiative on having those tickets. So these were tickets to CFL game in for Hamilton Tiger Cats in the field in downtown Hamilton. So I was like, okay, cool. I have 50 tickets. I need to get rid of these, give these to the DeGroote students. Issue was 20 hours is not a lot of time, especially on a day when we know about half the university are doing or half the business side of school are doing exams. So we promoted heavy on Instagram, WhatsApp, all of these platforms, try to get rid of these tickets. We had rows and rows of tickets. Long story short, managed to give away about 35 tickets. 30 of those were claimed. We still lost about, I would say, about $400 worth of just tickets that went down the drain because it was so last minute. But overall, we were able to provide a lot of students, or at least 30 students, with value with a free $40 ticket to a game. So it was a good learning experience. It taught us quite a few lessons, and I would like to highlight some of these lessons and give you the importance of primarily how to adapt to change and navigate uncertainty. So let's get started right into it. Number one, to tip to navigate uncertainty, take lead. In a situation like this, it could have been very easy for us to be like, oh, no, we're not taking lead on this. This is your fault for not organizing this properly since it was assigned to someone else and they were able to fall short. So we could have easily been like, oh, I'm sorry, but we're not able to take the lead on this and you won't be reimbursed for your tickets that you bought. Or number two, which is what we did, was I volunteered to take lead to give away these tickets and really ensure that these tickets were not going to waste because otherwise they would have just gone to waste all of them, right? Number two, don't, which ties into number one, don't play the blame game. In times of like high stress, it is very important not to be like, oh, I told this, or you said this, or the expectation was this, and you fell through and you didn't deliver on the expectation. Instead, it is very important to be level headed, be talk about how do we go about handling the situation in the most effective way possible. And for us, it meant giving away the tickets without blaming why it's not being given or why it's being done so late, any of that. So that was a very important learning experience. I would also like to understand, like, the third tip I would go into is it's not going to be perfect. Anytime you're handling with a high stress environment or when there's a lot at stake, such as a lot of money worth of tickets, it's important to understand that it's not going to be perfect. Did we want to give away 50 tickets? Yes. Or did we even want to give away tickets? No, we wanted to sell these tickets. But we had to give those away because it was too last minute. And were we even able to give away 50 tickets? No, we were only able to give away 35 tickets. So did everything go according to plan? No, but that's how life is. Life is not perfect. So there's going to be situations of high uncertainty where things might not go according to your way, but that's okay. It is completely okay that we weren't able to hit our goal, since that's just how it is. The fact that we're able to make do best of what we could is a strength in itself. Tip number 4. This is more so a general tip on the business world. I want to emphasize, if you're in a lower level position, always ensure that if your company allows expenses to be reimbursed by corporate, that you get it pre-approved. It is essential, and this was a big issue, which is what caused this whole thing. Was it is important for an expense to be pre-approved by the executives at the organization that you're working at, to ensure that you're giving away those tickets in a good way, or to ensure that you're reimbursed properly. If there's rules, make sure you follow those rules, because if you don't, the organization has every right to outline that you have not followed those rules, and therefore you will be in misconduct. That's it from my end and this experience. Overall, yeah, if anyone's wondering, the game was amazing. I ended up going to the games. A bunch of my friends went to the games that were obviously DeGroote IVH students. Um, it was an amazing game. We watched CFL, watched one of my first football games I've ever watched that is on a professional level. With the firecrackers, there was a halftime show. It was an amazing performance. Loved the show, loved the energy. There were people there that had their hair dyed in Tiger Cats colors and stuff. So overall, it was an amazing show. But yeah, a lot of learning experiences from the business point of view. And that wraps up the episode. I hope you learned a lot from this episode on how to navigate uncertainty, how to take the lead, how to not play the blame game, how to ensure that we're following the rules, and understand that life is not perfect. That was my main takeaways from today's episode, and I hope you learned something out of it. This is Angad Gujral from Wealth of Patience, and I hope to see you in my next episode. Thank you for listening.